altcoin cycle this go round so far has been quite difficult. Like the rotations between coins have been unbelievably fast.
If you haven't been holding Fartcoin or Hyperliquid or a couple others, like you've been kind of getting screwed.
Sometimes it's better out just zooming out and be like, okay, the high time frame chart still looks really good. Let's not get chopped up in this kind of low time frame noise.
Welcome back to the Rollup. We are your hosts. I'm Andy.
I'm Robbie, and this is your home to learn from the biggest guests, the brightest minds at the tip of innovation.
Our goal is to help spread the collective knowledge of everyone in our community.
We are breaking crypto out of its echo chamber and taking it to the real world.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy a quick word from some of our awesome partners who make this show possible. Crypto UX? Broken. AI? Can't trust it. Let Magic Newton set you free. It puts your on-chain transactions on autopilot. Does all the work for you 24/7 so you can go do what you want. The vision of Magic Labs. The creators of embedded wallets. Used and backed by the best. See for yourself. Simpler crypto UX. Verifiable AI agents. Newton.xyz. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it's been a hectic morning, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Every morning I seem to wake up and I go on Walter Bloomberg and I figure out what kind of day it's about to be.
What kind of day is it today then?
I mean, kind of a shitty one, I guess. I don't know. Like Trump is just, tweeting out some mad stuff about what's going on in the Middle East. I hate trading in these kind of environments where there's like tons of headline risk. So I'm kind of just like hanging out. We'll see how FOMC resolves tomorrow and then maybe things chill out a little bit.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that while all the tariff stuff was happening, I had my aunt and my cousin down from Ontario, and they were in the worst headspace about Trump and America that I've ever heard anybody, and I just can't imagine that it's getting any better now. From your side of things, bro.
Yeah, like a lot of people are obsessed with what's going on the global stage, and I get it. We're on Twitter all day. Like we get this kind of constant doom loop of like just the worst information in the world all the time. I genuinely don't think humans were designed to be able to consume this kind of content from all over the planet all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you used to like have to wait and like you used to get the paper and you would see what was happening in your city. And that was like the extent of your like knowledge. And maybe there was one news channel that was like giving you delayed global events, but like to know what's going on all over the world all the time is crazy to me. But as a Canadian, like my life hasn't really changed that much under Trump, under Biden, under Obama. Like it's basically been the same. Like if I'm online, I have periods where I think the world is ending and where I think everything's, sunshine and roses, but like day-to-day life is like not really that different.
Yeah, man. I mean, we are seeing on Twitter real time how like you're seeing these supersonic missiles boom, and then you see the markets react, and then Trump does that on Truth Social, and then that happens. It's just like it. I try to zoom out. Like I was following your stuff in like late 16, early 17, all the way into 18. I think you kind of really started doing TA in like mid 2017 to 18, and so I've been in space like 8-ish years, and dude, like it's been harder to like zoom out in the last 3 months than it has been. I feel like since like 21. Like I've just been like it's like tick watching, man.
Yeah, we can't lose the plot. Like Bitcoin's at 100 grand. Like, like institutions are here. The government is pulling back any form of kind of regulation and scrutiny that there seemed to have been. Coinbase is public. Other companies are going public. There's acquisitions happening left and right. Like it's a good time to be in crypto. It's just like, yeah, if you're looking on these micro time frames, it seems like it's like doom and gloom. And then you back to euphoria and back when in reality, price hasn't really moved in the last month.
Dude, I mean, it has for some assets, but for a lot of it, it's been like altcoins bleeding, people getting upset about that. And then, wondering when all season, kind of how that's going to play out, which has been tough, I think, for a lot of people. And then just kind of, I mean, look, if you haven't been holding Fartcoin or Hyperliquid or, a couple others, like you've been kind of getting screwed. So
Yeah, that's actually a much more interesting conversation, in my opinion. Is like the altcoin cycle this go round so far has been quite difficult. Like the rotations between coins have been unbelievably fast. Where it used, you remember that chart where it was like, okay, Bitcoin goes, then large caps, then mid
yeah, man.
caps, then it was like secrets of crypto used to post it
Yeah,
all the time.
secrets. Yeah.
And like that used to be kind of like the order of operations. And it just doesn't seem to be the case this go round. It's like, yeah, if you're not in whiff, then Fartcoin, then house coin for 10 minutes, and then this coin for like 1 day, like you've missed every rotation. I still hold out hope that there is an alt season, and it's when Bitcoin dominance rolls over, which just hasn't happened yet. But there's a world where it just looks different because of how many coins there are now. There's only so much money. And if you look on things on the aggregate, like maybe, last cycle we had Sheeb and, and Bonk, and like, some of these coins went to like tens of billions. And it's like, okay, well, nothing got there this cycle. So maybe it hasn't happened yet, but it's like, okay, but all of the AI coins combined went to 15 billion. Like if you take GOAT and Zerobra and AI, like if you add them all up on aggregate, that kind of had an alt season. There was the animal meme alt season. So I don't know, man. It's been a funny one, but maybe there's still a period of time where Bitcoin dominance will roll over and we'll get this fabled alt season while waiting for.
Well, so on that note, then I'm curious what you think about this kind of thesis around movement coins, right? Murad's been pushing SPX 6900 to like absolutely no end. He is nonstop in everybody's comments, just absolutely going ham. Do you think like he's thinking about this in the right way? Like is Murad going to be right in the sense that like you need this cult of people that don't care about selling? You orient around one token, and this is the way to outperform asset dispersion, or is Murad just kind of lost the plot?
I mean, I think his wallet's at 55 million right now. So I don't know if I'm the right. Maybe right now he seems right. So I have a few thoughts on Murad. Number one, if I held a coin, there's no better bag worker in the game right now than Murad. I mean, he's on TikTok. Everywhere I go, I see that slick back hair, and he's like, World War III is coming. This is why you need to buy meme coins. Like, that's the next video that's coming from him, I'm sure. AI is going to take your job. That's why you need to buy this meme coin that I specifically own 2% of. I think you've got to take it with a grain of salt, because one, the coins that he is the biggest proponent of, he owns a ton of it.
Of course.
And his wallet is tracked. If he started to, he's like, no one's going to sell. It's like, buddy, if you sold a single coin, everyone would sell. Like they are all tracking your wallet. And I guarantee a bunch of people are copy trading him to the point where if he sold any of his allocations there. So to summarize, I guess, will he be right? Maybe. You will never make money if you don't sell. So as much as the idea of like, you want to be in the coin that they have the diehard holders, great. Because those are the people you need to exit into, because you don't make any money until you cash out eventually. Like you have to, at some point, cash out. So there's something to be said there. It is a cult. I get that. But like, I think what people get confused is like, it's going to go up forever. It isn't. Nothing has, not even Bitcoin goes up forever. Like it has its bear market. So as long as you can be like, hey, I'm going to play this narrative, it's got a strong community. Sure. I'm on the complete opposite camp. I'm in the believe in nothing camp. I'm a profit maxi. So we're just diametrically opposed there. But I mean, right now, when he's right, he looks like a genius. And then when he's wrong, he looks like, an idiot. So as long as you're like, hey, I'm here for the ride, but I realistically know I have to sell at some point, there's some value. And if you're going to ride his coattails, I mean, it's working good right now.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that like the story that he tells is particularly compelling for people. But it's like the call to action for buy the meme coin is, I mean, that is what it is. But I think that in the context of young people being screwed out by the older generation, AI, et cetera, like it's a very believable story.
It's like the Roaring Kitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
like it's like, hey, like this is sticking it to the man. But if you actually do the research, a lot of people lost money on GME. Most people didn't make money because they never sold. Like they believed forever, and then eventually you get cooked. So as long as you're willing to take profit at some point, I think it is. And I don't disagree with his message. Like the first half of his videos, I'm locked in. I'm like, yeah, dude, AI's coming. Like the wealth inequality gap is growing. It's going to be harder to have social mobility, and the solution is to buy this meme coin. That's where I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's like I should get a skill that can't be replaced by AI, or maybe I should, find ways to diversify my income and make more money. Or sure, put it all in a meme coin.
All right, the other kind of main character now is Gainsy, who's been getting bombed in the shelters. I'm curious, like, what your relationship with Gainsy is, and how would you characterize his approach to trading versus somebody like Ansem?
So I've known Gainsy for a long time. I consider us friends. We've hung out in person several times, and he's so funny because like Gainsy is to me is like CT lore because he's been around for so long. Like there's been different periods of time where he was the main character. He had his like roll bit, like evil gambling saga, and now he's the hairy armed guy who was on streaming on Pump Fun, and now he's that same hairy armed guy streaming on Pump Fun who happens to be living in a war zone. So I just think it's obviously, God willing, he's okay and nothing happens to him. That would be terrible. But it is like it is kind of funny in the worst kind of way, and he gets it too. He's playing into it. It's not like he's not aware. He's the one, leaning into it as he should. I mean, he can't leave, so I mean, he might as well lean into it and stream from the shelter, I guess. But I don't even know how much Gainsy trades anymore, to be honest with you. Like Gainsy came up around the same time as me a couple cycles ago, heavy on the leverage trading. But I don't think he trades very much anymore. I think he's much more of a I know he does angel investing now, but I don't think he's like super actively trading, whereas like Ansem kind of had this meteoric rise. Like I've known Ansem for a long time, and we used to chat charts like a lot back in the day, and he learned some stuff from me, and he used to post these like really thoughtful
yeah, I remember
chart write-ups being like, here's my like monthly, weekly, daily 4-hour breakdown of all these different charts. And he still does that occasionally, but he became the meme coin guy, right? And I think it started kind of with Whiff, and he's become met up with Kanye. I mean, it's been like
wild.
They're both like become kind of famous for different reasons and main characters for different reasons. But I mean, I think Ansem's a great guy. We're friends as well. I think he gets a bad rep, like for how much terrible stuff and scammy stuff goes on in the meme coin space with some of these like FNF groups, like the Hayden Davises of the world, these guys who buy into a coin and are dumping them on the sidewalls. To think Ansem is this like big bad evil guy because he just like would tweet out a coin that he liked and he probably invested in. The hate on Ansem went a little bit too hard, but it's been very funny to see them both kind of have their main characters' journeys this cycle.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, it's funny from the lens of seeing the characters develop for like 6-7 years versus if you just came into the space in the last like 2-3 or even just in the last year or so. You don't really have the same perspective, right? And it's just, I don't know. It's
Dude,
funny to see all the accounts.
We've lost lore.
I know, right?
Like there's guys who like don't even post him, or like people don't even know who Angelo was. People think Kobe is like some washed up, just like dude who shit posts. I'm like, you don't even know, man. Like you don't even know what you're missing. But there's also like, I'm a big fan of some of the new guys. Like I love Thread Guy. I think Thread Guy's awesome for the space. And as much as some people like to hate on like Frank DeGods and Thread Guy and Rasmer and all these guys, I'm like, dude, you got to remember, I'm going to be 35 soon. Like this is the new generation, man. We're old now. We're washed up, bro.
Dude, I think the entire age of crypto people is just obviously as time passes, but it's just progressively getting to be a bit older. Like the entire industry.
When I got into it, I was my mid to early 20s, right?
Yeah,
and like that's who these guys speak to. And I kind of forget now. It's like, oh, I'm not that. Like, I don't know how old you are, but like the biggest thing for me was you know, when you like watch a movie or you leave a review on something, it asks you to select your age group. I'm
Yeah.
now in like the 34 to 40 plus group. Whereas before it's like, okay, you're between like 19 and 30 or whatever it was. I'm like, damn, I'm now in like the old man group. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I'm still in the Zoomer group, but
Oh, you're so lucky.
it's been a long run. All right,
Enjoy
so
it while it lasts, bro. It ends so fast.
introducing Asset Runes, the future of decentralized finance. Stablecoins natively on Bitcoin. Hedge against volatility. Diversify your portfolio. All directly from your Bitcoin wallet. Secured by ZK technology. This is Asset Runes. Available now, exclusively on Starknet.
Innovating finance, global, institutional, and on-chain. Deep liquidity to drive capital efficiency. Now maximize yield on institutional-grade liquid staking with METH. Unlock $1 trillion of capital via Bitcoin. All of this secured by Mantle's treasury of billions in stables and ETH capital pools. This entire ecosystem is coordinated by a vast network of seasoned VCs that are aiming to create the next generation of banking and financial technology. This is Mantle.
I want to understand how you started Breakout, because from my perspective, you were just kind of as you said, you, Sherpa, Panama, some of those guys were crushing it on leverage trading back in the day, and like that's how I started. I just fucking spun up a BitMEX account. I was just like, dude, I'm gonna rip it. It didn't work out, but that was kind of my perception, and then you rolled out into Breakout, which is now a prop firm. It has execution. You can bring traders in. Maybe just like, what's the lore there? And then I'm curious some of the craziest stories that you've had from traders there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So Breakout we launched a little over 2 years ago. This wasn't a new business model. So prop firms have existed in TradFi for a very long time, but the model got brought online like 6 to 7 years ago. And there's a couple big prop firms like FTMO and Top Step where you could trade futures or Forex. And the idea here is you're leveraging someone else's money. That's kind of the TLDR. And I used to trade on FTMO back in the day because in Canada here, at least, you couldn't open a brokerage account without 25K. And I didn't have 25 grand at the time, all these years ago, to open that account. But with a prop firm, I could trade a $25,000 account for like a couple $100.
Yep.
And so I knew what prop firms were from back then. And then over the last like 3-4 years, it's proliferated massively where all of these prop companies have opened up. And there's a whole section of Twitter that is like prop Twitter. Like there's crypto Twitter, there's prop Twitter. And I caught wind of it and I'm like, oh, damn, like this is like very interesting. I remember trading a prop firm. I get it because it's leverage, really. Like these guys like, hey, I managed 200 grand, but it's not my money. But if I make 10%, I made 20 grand. And I was like, I wonder if someone's doing this for crypto. That's really how it started. And I did some research and I just found that there was no real option out there for someone who wanted the advantages of prop, which is access to capital, but they wanted to have all of the upside of trading on a centralized exchange. So some of these prop companies offered crypto, but it wasn't like real crypto. So like the spread on Bitcoin might be $200 because it's an afterthought. Whereas I'm like, listen, if you're trading on Bybit or Blowfin or whatever, like the spread is pennies. Like it's not $100. That's unsustainable. Yeah. And they offered Bitcoin and Litecoin and XRP. Well, it's like, okay, people want to trade Fartcoin. You know what I mean? They don't want to just trade the majors. So that's what we set out to do. Is I wanted to bring this kind of novel, unique trading product where we're not a centralized exchange, we're not a DEX, we're a completely different product. But it's a very good tool for one. If you're a good trader, prop's fantastic because it's leverage.
Yep.
You can get a 100K account for $1,000. We offer 5x leverage on Bitcoin and ETH. So for $1,000, if you pass your valuation, you can open a $500,000 position and you paid $1,000 to get to that point. So the risk reward, the leverage is there. For a beginner trader, this is a really good tool where if you're not quite ready to put your paycheck on the exchange and get liquidated, but you're beyond paper trading. So you're like, okay, I want to have some skin in the game, but I'm not necessarily ready to put $5,000 on Bybit, where you stand to potentially lose that entire $5,000. With us, a $5,000 account is $60.
Yeah.
So if you blow that account up, you've lost $60 instead of the entire paycheck, right? So we went out, we built this, and it's been crazy meteoric rise. Like, I don't even think we're that well known on crypto Twitter even really yet. Like, we've been doing our thing. Obviously, having my brand behind it has brought up a lot of notoriety and kind of initial market awareness, but I still don't think crypto Twitter fully understands what prop is and how crazy it can be. I mean, we've had guys who have taken out $100K. Like, we've paid them out $100,000. They paid $1,000 to get that account. That's like meme coin levels of ROI. We've had people who have run up. Like, we have a guy who I think longed Bitcoin at 60K and just sat in that trade for 3 months and then closed it when Bitcoin hit 100K and took
insane.
a huge payout. So we have a lot of traders who are like absolutely crushing, and it's fun to see. Like, when we're crypto natives, it's me, it's Crypto Cred, it's Abe Trade. So like, when Trump coin came out, we added it immediately. When Chill House was popular, you could trade Chill House, and then when Chill House died, we took it off. But like, we wanted to keep our ear to the street, say, hey, not only can you trade with prop capital, but you could be trading the stuff that is on trend right now. And it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a completely different journey running a business as opposed to just trading full time. And it's been a blast. We've grown like crazy. We're continuing to grow, and I think we're going to see a lot more of people start to choose prop as just another option. It's not meant to replace Hyperliquid or Bybit. It's a completely different tool, way for you to get access to money.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was very popular in the Forex days. When I was in university, I had a couple buddies who did that, and they did very well. And now that you bring it up, I have not heard of anything like this in crypto prior to seeing what you guys were doing. So I think it's definitely a gap in the market. I also resonate with the fact that I spend maybe 5% of my time on the markets, right? I just have like my core positions, and 95% when I'm working on the business. And it's definitely a whole different headspace. It's like when you're trading, you're like single. You're like you're just kind of flip things, have fun, do whatever, make money. And then on the business, it's like you're in a relationship. It's like every day you're waking up and you're committing to this one thing, single asset, single kind of vision. And I mean, perhaps that's not the easiest analogy, but I think you pick up.
It's also not that instant gratification, right? Where it's like you make a trade, you make money. Like,
exactly.
The business, things you're doing today might not pay off for like a year. But it's a lot of fun, and I recommend everyone in crypto like has multiple sources of income. Like, especially once you're in this for a very long time. Like, first of all, most people are going to lose money trading. Like, let's be honest. You're better off. I would have way more money if I just held all the Bitcoin that I had.
Dude, I was thinking that the same thing.
Like, it's disgusting. I'm like, oh, let me try and outperform the greatest performing asset of all
Ever.
time. That seems like a really good idea. But like, you got to diversify, right? And running a business and being an entrepreneur is one way to do that. Like, trading is a business. I have Breakout as a business. My brand is a business, and there's so many things that you can do in this space, and it's so much fun. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, dude, you got to start posting. Like,
man.
People always ask me, I'm like, dude, just start posting. Like, you followed me back in the day. I was live streaming to 3 people. Now I'm live streaming to 3,000. Like, and it just started because I just started posting, and by building that brand, obviously I traded, but I was able to do things like launch Breakout, which was successful because of my brand. And so you got to be willing to get out there and create content, and like, say what you're going to say, and ignore all the people making fun of your, I think, normal sized neck, and just post your stuff.
Oh man, a couple more things for you on the market side of things and some of your preferred platforms and such. One on the market side, obviously, Hyperliquid and Fartcoin have been the leaders in terms of just asset appreciation over the last 6-8 months. Do you think Hype or Fartcoin has more room to run from now until the end of the year?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say Fartcoin, simply
I
because
can't take it seriously, dude.
I know, dude. So like we have Fartcoin has been the top traded asset at Breakout for the
Oh my
last
god.
3 months. It's like one of the top five. It's like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Then it's like Hype, Fartcoin are usually like 4 and 5. Like and so like in our investor updates, we have to put in that Fartcoin is like a like highly. It's just the most hilarious thing.
This is a real
Um,
industry.
but it's unbelievable. So I think Fartcoin for a few reasons. One, I don't think we've had a Bitcoin dominance pullback yet, like an actual correction there that could lead to an alt season. And two, I think a large part of the hype trade is like hype's at what 40 billion. Um, let's assume that I think Binance maybe let's call BNB 500 billion or whatever. That's kind of accurately priced. I'm not saying hype can't go up more, but hype right now makes up for about 10% of perps OI relative to like Binance. So I think that, 40 to $50 billion valuation for hype makes a lot of sense. Can it go higher? Of course. Long term, hype is here to stay. Hype is a business. The buyback mechanic is genius. You're betting on the exchange making money and printing the same way if you own BNB, you're betting on CZ and Binance being successful. And if you look at BNB, like it's had bear markets, but it's outperformed Bitcoin and most altcoins. I think hype fits really well as a proxy to that. But I think Fartcoin, just because it has so much goddamn mind share,
Dude.
could have one of those crazy runs where it goes from like whatever it's at now, $1. Alt season happens, it goes to 10, and then it's gone forever. It's a fart in the wind. So
No, I mean, I think with bull runs and with fundamentals comes ceilings, and in bear markets you get floors for those assets. But if there is no fundamentals, there's theoretically not a ceiling, which I think is silly to actually say, but that's in practice how this has consistently played out with every sort of bull run.
yeah, people want alt season. The thing about alt season, it happens at the end.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So everyone's like, I want it. It's like, if you want it, like this is the harbinger of doom. Like this is right before everything implodes. We get like a silly alt season where things go nuts for like 6 weeks. And I'm just not quite ready. I'm hoping the 4-year cycle sticks and that we've got until, November, December of this year. That's kind of what I'm hoping. So
Got you. All right, last couple of questions for you, buddy. Other than yourself, who are the most locked-in traders on the timeline right now? Is there anybody that you're really getting alpha from, or that you're enjoying their charts and have a good hit rate?
Yeah, there's a few. So I always love Loma. Loma's one of my boys. I think he's one of the best. I think Cold Blood Schiller's also an absolute killer. Zoran, after having his blow up not that long ago, when Zoran's dialed, he's dialed. So I love watching Zoran's charts. Trader Mercury, I think, is another one who's really good high time frame kind of guy. But he just posted that he's only 25, and now I like him less. I was like, dude, I thought you were older. I thought you were so wise and old, all these young guns. Obviously, I like Dr. Axe, Axios Capital. I think he's one of, not as many trading takes, but I think he's one of my favorite pages to watch. And listen, the OG, bro, Don Alt. Love him or hate him, the German prick, self-proclaimed. I don't call him that. He calls himself a prick. But Don Alt is one of the best traders on the platform. And Credible Crypto, another fantastic trader.
So which one of those has the best looking charts, and who has the worst looking charts?
Oh, gosh, that's easy. Credible Crypto has the worst because he uses Elliott Wave, and I'm just a hater, even though I know it works. I think Don Alt's charts are clean, man. Just like couple lines, couple boxes, and yeah, he's an OG, clean charts. I like how he operates.
Man, I appreciate your time, man, and for coming out.
Of course.
I hope you have a good rest of your day. We got FOMC tomorrow. Any thoughts on kind of positioning for that?
I think positioning into it is always a little bit dicey. But no news is good news. Like, I don't think we're expecting rate cuts.
Yeah.
So as long as there's not something that's like super, super bearish in the way that, Powell is speaking, I think that's probably for the best. But like again, I just like, to me, this is as low probability conditions as you can get. Is FOMC tomorrow, and at any point Israel and Iran could, bomb each other out of existence.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better out just zooming out and be like, okay, the high time frame chart still looks really good. Let's not get chopped up in this kind of low time frame noise. I think is gun to my head. If you get a sweep under 100K on Bitcoin, I think that might be a buy.
Beauty. All right, man. See you soon, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Be easy.